Hello, everybody. Welcome to Escaping Normality, episode 7. This is episode 7, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. I have a special guest. I have Yolo from High Fashion Talk. Say a couple words.
Hey, thank you for having me. Um, yeah, I'm really happy to be on this podcast. And I think we're going to talk about some interesting things. Yeah,
Yeah, so for one thing, now everyone knows his name. No excuses now.
yeah.
Now everyone knows how to pronounce it. Nobody should be asking anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, like it's been like every day I get somebody ask me how to pronounce my name. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be good for people to know how to actually say YOLO,
Now,
literally.
this is now, it was kind of coincidental how this started. Basically,
Yeah.
when we were just talking about this app slide that I do work for sometimes, and we were just going back and forth, and we had somewhat opposing views, and I just go, you know what? Why don't we just talk about it in my podcast? What are we sitting here wasting this good material for?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, when we talked, we you seem to have a very strong opinion on slide and what um how it perpetuates certain types of stigma in the fashion community. Could you give a
Mm.
basic overview on what you were talking about beforehand?
Um, so basically, the main thing is I don't think fashion should be about averaging like how good something is. Like
Mm-hmm.
if something is something that everybody likes, you're gonna end up with basically I don't know if is like a saying in the States, but a donkey in the Grand National or or like it's like it's a committee designing something will always make something that works for everybody, but it doesn't really work for anybody.
Right.
And I feel that's what Slide kind of does. It gives you the most basic, unoffensive outfits rather than the actual best outfits. Um, yeah, pretty
Don't
much.
you think that's part of the accessibility of it is that everyone feels welcome to upload whatever they want to, even if like let's say for some reasons fashion isn't subjective anymore, and that for some reason different outfits just don't look good to most people, but those people can still upload to slide. Isn't that a good thing to be like, okay, they have a place where they can um, get themselves out there and express whatever they think is good regardless of what other people think?
Um, I just think it's the way the feedback comes in though, because you're getting marks and that's all aggregated. You're literally like it depends how many people actually are there that like your style.
Mm-hmm.
And then it drives you to people like maybe not yet, but we've seen it on Instagram. People dress just to get more likes, or on Slide it'll be to get higher scores.
Right.
Um, and then if that is just the average or the kind of like a really simple, unoffensive outfit, then we're all going to go towards that. And then what is the point of expressing yourself with fashion if it is all just as unoffensive as possible?
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes like you need to break a few eggs to make an omelette in a way.
Okay, I feel what you mean. But let's say, let's say, okay, fair. It's inoffensive, right?
Hmm.
Is don't we kind of praise, not praise, but isn't Instagram the same in the sense that there are different Instagram communities and different Instagram outfit groups or outfit pages where they'll post different types of outfits. Like for example, there's high fashion talk news, high fashion talk outfits, and then there's like hype beast whatever it's called, and they'll
Hmm.
up and these are two way different communities. And
Yeah.
and is it slide doing is slide making that worse at all?
I think it kind of like when you've got all those different communities, you can get the appreciation you want. and that kind of maybe not in some communities, but in some it does celebrate individuality or um, being part of something small or like a small group of people trying a certain style or whatever with slide because it's everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the only the mainstream will survive,
Right.
and anything that's not mainstream will kind of like not get seen or will get rated low.
Now you seem to have the when we were talking before. You seem to have a problem with, excuse me, the feedback. What kind of feedback do you see that really doesn't
Yeah.
it really doesn't resonate with you? What are you saying?
I mean, I've seen a lot of sort of hateful comments because it's all kind of like a bit anonymous. Nobody, there's no moderation on there. And you do get like a few like comments coming through. Like I've literally had comments saying that I'm fat. I've had comments saying that saying gay and stuff. And it's like if that was on like Instagram, we could report it, but I don't feel anything's happened on Slide like to sort it out when stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
gets said. And that might be a teething problem, but I don't know. Like we've all been online for like a decade now or more, probably.
Right.
We should have people from Slide should have anticipated stuff like that happening if they do allow a comment thing.
Okay.
And then yeah, and I think the marks are kind of like I don't know, it just putting a number on the person because the main issue I have with it is that the people like there's no doubt that people don't actually judge the outfits on a standalone basis.
I will agree with. As much as I like Slide and as much as I like the people behind Slide, there and it might even it's not even necessarily like their fault and it's their fault in design, but it's
Mm,
when you have at least to me, when you have all the like on Instagram these communities are for the most part separated except when different clothing items like leak into different like groups whatever,
yeah. Mm,
but for the most part they're separated. When you have a conglomerate of these groups in the same place where they can all see each other, there's a bit of like a battle, right? Where if
mm,
you have heavy hype beasts, you're gonna get those fit pickers that just like will go one and then go, well, this is a hype beast post. I don't like this or something like that.
mm,
But but I think that's just inherently going to happen when you have a two when you have groups of people with two very opposing views on how their art let's because it is art how their art should be perceived and how it should be taken. And
mm,
I think when you take this in consideration, the small little bit of feedback. I'm not even necessarily saying that, oh, suck it up. I'm not
mm.
saying like that, but I'm saying that whenever you have like a group like this all together, I think that it's bound to happen that some people are gonna, slip through the cracks and just be a dickhead basically and say something rude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the internet is full of like trolls and um
Right.
but when you're I don't know, it just feels uncomfortable for me that the whole app is about putting yourself out there and then there's no protection for you when you do.
I can understand that.
It's
I can understand that
yeah,
though. Yeah,
but it's
I could see how that
probably
could
some
be discouraging.
yeah. And I feel like I've had people message me um that they're scared to post in high fashion talk because of what people will say or the comments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the comments in there are pretty mild. And then I've had people tell me like that they would never post on Slide, that they're just gonna like be on there to kind of like see what's happening,
Right, right.
but they're never gonna post their outfits because they just see like it's kind of like with Instagram, you either like it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
and then there's no like bad feeling from not liking in a way.
Right.
Like there is like you don't get that many likes, but that cause you can just blame that on Instagram, say not enough people seeing your photo or whatever. Um, but with Slide, like people can give you a negative, even though it's like not a negative number, but like anything before beneath a four is kind of like a
It's yeah, yeah. I see what you were talking about.
that's saying that you're shit basically. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you get an average that is basically under four, it feels really bad.
Now,
Um,
this might be a little bit of a tough question,
mm,
but if you could pick two things to change, to drastically change about the app, pick those two things right now.
God, I actually haven't thought about this much because like I just think it's a bad idea. Full stop.
Uh huh.
Like I wouldn't like use that format to do stuff.
Right.
It's not going in the right direction. Whereas like I'm trying to get people to give like constructive feedback and like suggest how to improve stuff in high fashion talk. This is like the other way, like saying don't try unless you're gonna get a five with this out of it.
Right. Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Um,
Uh huh.
so the whole format is my main problem with it, rather than um, the like. I don't think that changing anything would really change that without completely changing the concept altogether.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean.
But probably like closer moderation, being on there with like if there are hateful comments. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Now, I've been in high fashion talk for like since it started. How long has it been now?
Um, I think it was April.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
Yeah,
What I like about high fashion talk is that there's actually like the community actually feels like a valid community, how did you make this community in such a way where there's it seems to be like no trolls, everyone seems to be cool, everyone's like super nice. Well,
mm,
say for some couple posts where I've seen people
yeah,
being mean, but for the most part, people seem to be cool and nice, and eager to like your post and comment. How did
yeah.
you
I
like
think
start this community?
I've been like active on Facebook groups for like literally years. Like I probably started when I started like buying stuff from Givenchy,
Mm-hmm.
like when they were like popping when Riccardo Tisci was kind of new. So
Right.
probably about that would have been like 2011. Um, so yeah, I started like interacting with people, getting to know people online through Facebook then, and like kind of just like went from Givenchy to Dior, Homme, and Saint Laurent, like the whole Eddie Boy movement, and the kind of um, there's people like Marco Clo and people I picked up back then.
Uh huh.
Before that, even I kind of linked with people on Tumblr in like 2009 probably.
Right.
People like Youth of Paris and stuff like that. And I was always kind of like conscious of like who's doing things. So like Mike Hope, as in Mike the ruler, um, people like that, and kind of just friend requesting them on Facebook, that kind of thing all along. And then yeah, so after Saint Laurent, I think I probably joined like Gosha Talk, um, and then Vêtements, and then the basement. Um, and yeah, so I've been around like Facebook groups for years and kind of like building up relationships with random people. Like lots of them I never met until like I don't think like meeting was a thing
Uh
with
huh.
Facebook groups until the basement kind of started doing that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Cause I when I see somebody like when I see somebody send me a friend request like on Facebook, because usually people do this a lot. I always see that they're friends with you, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, I've got two Facebook accounts to start with. I've got like my main one, which has like I reached the limit of like 5,000 friends on.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a second one to kind of like add other people,
Yeah, yeah.
um, just so I had some contact with people. if I needed to message them or whatever. It's less annoying these days because Messenger has developed, but it used to be really annoying to try and get a hold of somebody. Like if they didn't reply to your like message request straight
Yeah,
away, they'd
yeah.
never do it and stuff. Um, so yeah, it was just easier to just friend request everybody and then yeah, have them as friends. And like I kind of like went around looking like who was popping in what groups, who was trying to do shit. Yeah,
Now, how old are you?
I'm 27.
You know what, you're like the Mac Daddy of all these Facebook groups. You know, right? Like,
Yeah, literally, I'm like the dad age,
yeah.
really.
Do you ever walk? Do you ever walk in like let's say Soho, London, and people recognize you at all?
Um, I like not as often as you would think, probably.
You got. I think you
Um,
have a very recognizable look. Like if I saw you, I'd probably be like, okay, that's definitely Yolo.
yeah, I mean, like, there's people that I know, like people that I count as friends and stuff
Uh
that
huh.
I obviously see around. Maybe that's why, because like they're probably already my friends if they're going to be around Soho.
Good point. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was on a shoot once, and it was like this intense shoot where we'd like started all the way in East London, and we were shooting in about 30 different locations,
Jesus.
from East London right into Central, and then around Central Soho, London.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was like all day, starting like something stupid like 7 a.m.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, and then around like what time was it? It must have been like 3 or 4. So everybody was so tired. They'd fucked up the food order.
Oh,
So I hadn't had any food, so I was just like exhausted by that point.
yeah.
Um, and I was still trying to shoot this campaign for a brand called Bertold.
Uh huh.
Um, and yeah, some girl who I'd kind of like just comment like had a like when you have like a comment conversation where it's like not a real conversation, it's
Yeah,
just
but
like
it's
a
just a
series.
little. Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Uh huh.
Yeah. She recognized me from that conversation. She like stopped me in the middle
Oh
of the
wow,
shoot and
really?
was like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." Um, but yeah, that's like the only time I kind of remember, except for obviously when I do like a high fashion talk link up,
Right.
and then like literally everybody who can come from the group
Yeah, I'm
just
disappointed I can't go to those. I'm all the way here in the U.S. I would have
yeah,
definitely should. I definitely would have pulled up.
yeah. I really want like I want to start like touring the world and do them in like different countries. I think that would be kind of sick.
Yeah, man. New York first.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna ask you something. I was gonna say, yeah. Okay. When you look back and see like how like far you've come, do you see like a natural progression, or just sometimes you just look back and then you go, "Whoa, okay, I'm here now." Like it seems like there's so much time lost, but you know, I've gained so much in that small amount of time, or however long amount of time, and now it's crazy to look back and see like how much I've progressed.
Yeah, it's like it's weird because like sometimes like when you think about it, like it's been a lot of like work and like effort put in. Like maybe some people wouldn't like to call being on a Facebook group work, but like it does take a lot of effort to actually like reply to people and like start conversations. The hardest thing is to actually like know how to turn a piece of information into a discussion.
Right.
And then yeah, like I've it's obviously taken a lot of that, a lot of like planning stuff, organizing, um, and yeah, like in that sense, it's kind of been a long, hard slog. But then again, like you look back and think, oh shit, this didn't exist like
Yeah, exactly. You
2 months
look back and
ago.
you go, "Whoa, okay." You take a step back and you go, "Okay, I've made it this far. You know, might as well keep going."
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
And it's like at the moment, like we're not making any money from it,
mm-hmm.
which is like it's not that big to be honest. Like it is a good, but it's not like a massive audience. So like it's hard sometimes to kind of like I need to like focus on actually making a living.
Right.
And this is taking so much of my time. Should I actually be putting so much of my time into it? Um, and like the main goal isn't to make money either. Like it's just to have a community, and then like hopefully some like sort of side deal with probably using my other skills or like
Right. It's cool. It's
photography
like it's
advice from
nice
it.
to have the, let's say, the intellectual property or something of having an entire
Yeah.
fashion community or something like that. But when it gets to a certain point and you're spending so much time on it,
Mm,
and you're taking away from actual work that pays the bills and feeds you and stuff, it puts you in an
yeah.
odd position where you're like, okay, well, do I keep doing what I'm doing? Do I work at my creative job, let's say, to so
Mm,
I can potentially make more money? It's an odd predicament that sometimes people just gotta take. Like, there's no real answer. You just gotta think about it for yourself. All right, we're back. And now that we're back, I think it's only fitting. We were talking about high fashion talk, right? We could take a look at some outfits that got sent in to the post I made,
yeah.
and
Sure.
you give a little bit of opinion. I'll give an opinion. We're gonna we're gonna skip around. We're gonna skip around.
Cool.
All right, let's take a look at Joseph Morris. What you think?
Yeah. I mean, Joseph is my friend, so it's pretty hard to give judgment.
Uh huh.
I kind of like his kind of like um 2000s kind of like weeb like Yu-Gi-Oh vibe.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
like it too.
it's jokes and the blue eyes white dragon and shit is kind of lit.
Yeah, when I saw
Um,
that, I legit died of laughter. That was awesome.
yeah, yeah, and like also for a big guy, like he's dressed pretty well for his shape as well,
Right.
um, which is kind of good because like I'm like the biggest culprit of having like t-shirts that are too tight over
Mm-hmm.
the top of my body, and like he's done it right. Like an open shirt over a t-shirt is like the best solution
Uh huh.
to
Yeah, no, that
like
looks good. How we raised the shirt.
yeah, it just like I don't know if you probably don't have Gokwan in America,
Nah.
but it's this guy that kind of like taught people how to dress and stuff.
Uh huh.
And he was like, yeah, if you're like on the bigger side, just make like wear something open and you give yourself like three columns and that makes you look overall much thinner.
Right.
Yeah, so he succeeded in doing that here.
Honestly, I think if we would have swapped out the green glow fours for like fire red fours. I don't know if you know what those look like.
I'm like,
They're the same
yeah,
Jordan silhouette, but just they're red and white.
red on.
I think
Okay,
they'd be fire.
yeah,
Maybe would have
yeah.
changed
Maybe
something.
the green is like a bit from left field in
Yeah,
this outfit.
but I know
Yeah,
I like
sure.
this guy. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go to Connor Greenberg, which I did not know for the longest time he was a moderator.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I just knew him as that weird dude on my Instagram. I love Connor. And
Yeah.
his fits are super nice all the time. I see him. He's got a definite style that's unique
Yeah.
to what I see mostly for the most part. What do you think?
Yeah. He's like heavy into this look, this kind of like dark clothes, comme des garçons um, kind of vibe. Um, I like to tease him because like literally like I think less than a year ago he was wearing like full Supreme. Um, he probably doesn't like that I've said that, but
You just
um,
exposed him.
yeah, exposed. You can put that as like the clickbait. Um, but yeah, but he's like, I kind of like how he's like super into it and interested in it rather than like just wants to steal the look.
Yeah, exactly. Cause
Um,
I'll talk to him about it on Facebook. I actually bought his Comme des Garçons pants
oh shit,
thanks to him,
nice.
and he's way into this look. Like if you ask him,
Yeah,
he just knows. And I remember he sent me out of the blue. I think I was about to go to sleep. He goes, "Yo, you know what's going on?" He sends me a link to the Acne Studios website. He goes, "They're having a big sale on like everything." I'm like, "How do you even know? How do you even know that?" What the,
yeah,
just
he's
sitting there.
heavy into like
Yeah,
fashion,
he is. All right.
and it's really cool to see as well. And yeah, I really like his outfits. Like I've always said, like if I was to actually focus on the way I dress, I'd probably dress in all black all the
Mm-hmm.
time. But I get distracted by colors. So yeah, he's kind of like living my dream for me in a way.
Right, I
So
feel
yeah,
you. All right, let's move
yeah,
on. Freddie Mercer.
yeah,
Oh, this is nice.
yeah. This is nice. I'm kind of like I feel like the tactical vest thing is kind of dying now.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, um, it's like just everybody's done it. Everybody's getting them from Amazon or whatever.
I'm I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this might be a little arrogant, but I help people get those things on Amazon. I'm telling you. When I posted that fit on here and on Instagram, people were
Mm,
and then when people pages were reposting it, people were asking me, "Where do you?" And it's not even embarrassing to say it's from Amazon, but I know that as
no,
soon as I tell a bunch of people it's from Amazon, I know a lot of people are going to get the same exact one from Amazon.
yeah,
Like if you
that's
like, not even to be rude to these people, if they want that look, that's cool. That's totally fine. I'm not the originator of that look, but if you
mm,
go to Amazon and you just search up like chest rig, by the way, the one I was wearing is a radio harness. It's supposed to hold the radio, whatever. There's a
mm,
bunch of different types that you could
mm,
get, and they all look generally the same, but they're all a little bit different.
mm,
The ones I see on Instagram, they've all got the same exact one that I got, and
yeah,
it's like, and it's
yeah,
not even so much just me, like me, but if you look around and you see other Cheswick fits,
mm,
chances are they're gonna have that same one. And I
yeah,
got mine back all the way back in April,
yeah,
and when I was posting it, people were like, "Oh, what is this?" Da da da. And now all of a sudden, I just like I'm scrolling through Instagram and I might go through like tagged whatever, and I see them and I'm like, "Oh Jesus." But yeah, I think it's definitely dying out, and
yeah.
just because it's
And
so many people are
you
getting
know,
to it.
yeah, I don't like the idea of it is really good, and I really like the. I can't even remember who did it, but somebody did it at the um, shows in June
Uh huh.
in Paris. I can't remember which designer it was, um, but drop it in the comments if you do know. But somebody made one with like loads of pockets, and that was pretty sick.
Right.
And then like literally like a year ago, more than a year ago, I saw this designer. Um, he was Chinese, but he lived in London.
Mm-hmm.
He'd done a year at Dior under Chris Van Ash, and he was doing kind of like utility jackets,
Uh huh.
um, but they were made out of like suiting material, like literally finest Italian suiting,
Oh. Uh huh.
and it was all kind of like tailored rather than utility, but it still had the same kind of elements. It had lots
The
of pocket.
aesthetic. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
they were so sick. I
that
wish
sounds
I
dope.
like. Yeah, I found them in this like PR company. They kind of invited me to show their collections and stuff.
That sounds dope, man.
Oh, it's really bad that I've forgotten the name. Um, but yeah, it's really
If
sick.
you remember
It's
the
at
name, please send that to me. I want to see it.
yeah, we'll do. It was at May PR agency,
Mm-hmm.
um, MAY. So yeah, they'll be in there somewhere.
All right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
the tactical vest like chest rig type look is. I think it's still. I
it
could think.
needs to evolve. That's what I feel.
Right.
Somebody needs to like do something different or like deconstruct it or do something to it rather than just getting the same one off Amazon.
And another thing I'm seeing is that I guess some companies, not companies, small like clothing brands see this as an opportunity to
Yeah,
do their own spin. So I've seen that same chest rig, but
with the
I've seen
logo.
them like change the color a little bit or add some things to it. By the way, you know what? I'll just search. I'll just go real quick. If you talking about chest rigs, this is the chest rig, fat right here.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
And
Yeah, that one's like kind of different to everybody else.
and again, I'm not the end all be all. I'm not the Mr. Fashion over here, but I think if you're gonna wear a chest rig, it has to kind of be like, how do you say, like a heavy fit? If you say, I don't, you
Mm,
know what I mean? Like it has to be hard
yeah.
hitting. It has to be,
Hmm.
and even I'm not even I failed. I don't think I needed the chest rig in this fit. It kind of adds a little bit, but it doesn't really fit with the
Yeah.
chest rig aesthetic. I don't I fucked up right here, but still, but I've seen some people with chest rigs that have just like a
Yeah,
white T-shirt on, and I'm just
yeah.
like, dude, like,
There's a lot of people that just literally slap a chest rig on, and
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, I'm high fashion now, and it's like, no,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
People think that if they slap it on, it's like, okay, now I know what I'm talking about. It's like,
yeah.
no. All right, let's go down a little bit more. Get some more fits from Freddie Mercer here. A lot of fits from Freddie Mercer. He's killing it right now.
Jeez. He's
Also,
got a lot of it.
excuse me for mispronouncing your name if I do. I'm from the U.S., so just cut me some slack. I I'm just gonna say Ian Matthew Tabor. Tabor. That seems about right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounded about right.
I'm
Um,
fucking with this picture.
yeah, yeah, the picture's cool. I really like. I'm kind of like. It used to be like all about like your pictures had to be like horizontal and kind of like square and like like the horizons like flat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of like feeling more like photos that are a bit like not level with the ground, and so you get the lines, and it kind of throws you a bit off and takes your attention a bit more.
I think that photos that are super heavily edited in like
Mm.
Instagram or whatever, it's cool every once in a while. Like, for example,
Yeah.
if you have it let's say you have a series of pictures, and the second picture is one that's heavily edited to just
Mm.
give it a cool aesthetic. But if you're constantly doing that, it kind of takes away from your outfits, and then people are instead
Yeah.
of
True.
looking at
True.
the outfits are looking at your photos, which they
Hmm.
might be good still, but even it's just not the attention is not on your outfit. But here I quite like this. The only thing I would change is maybe the t-shirt underneath. Like if you just buttoned up the whole way and maybe just didn't have a
Mm.
t-shirt a little at the
Yeah.
top and then just have it unbuttoned at the top, that would be better in my opinion.
Yeah. I can't see if it's like, is this like half tucked or is it just scrunched up where his arm goes into his pocket?
What do you mean?
You know, like the shirt, like, um, yeah, I don't know if you.
You can't even.
Can...
Is that a little bit better?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like there's a lot of people doing like what I call a half tuck,
Mm-hmm.
which is like you tuck one side of your shirt in, not the other.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And to me, that looks just so weird and like it just looks contrived, like you're trying too hard. Um, and like in what like eventuality would that happen so like perfectly? Like if one side of your shirt's coming out of your trousers, both are. Um, yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
That's fair. I do that with this one shirt I have. I do this with this one outfit because, I mean, even if you don't like it, that's fine. You can tell me.
Mm,
But I do it because if it's here, because on this side I have there's a graphic on the shirt. It doesn't even show up well in this picture, but there's a graphic if you could see right here on the shirt,
mm,
and on the other side I had a chain coming down. I thought that was a cool way to
mm.
give the illusion of two different types of, I don't know, but it's
Yeah,
just two, like this side has the graphic of the shirt and this side has the chain coming down. That's when I did that. But
yeah, I feel that, and like it's just my opinion, but
no,
I
yeah, I
feel
feel you.
like it kind of like it's trying too hard, maybe. I don't know.
No, I could see what you mean. I could see what you mean. Like it's trying too hard to add something different to the outfit to make it,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like same as the chest rig. It's like just to add something
yeah.
different to
Hmm.
make it a little bit more unique. All right, let's move on. Let's do a couple more, and then, because if we do all of them, we'll be here all day. We'll do the rest of them at some other point in time. Let's go to Luka Woznia. I
Yeah,
guess
I
that's
don't
how
even
you.
know.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
don't know.
Polish or some shit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love that bag. Like the Honjo bag is like
Yeah.
I'm really feeling that right now, and I've got one. I just haven't used it yet. I need to get it out. Um, yeah, I'm feeling that. What I like is it goes with anything pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you can wear it with like any
I
sort of
agree.
fit and any color. So that's a good thing.
The only thing I would change about this fit is if the pants would just drop a little bit lower, just so they sit right on top of the triple S's.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would change. But for the most part, it's cool. And me personally, I don't wear shorts. I don't really wear a lot of short sleeves. You only see that in like a
Mm.
couple of my fits. So if that was like a long sleeve, or maybe yeah, like a long sleeve would be a lot better, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But yeah, other than that, it's super nice. I was
Yeah.
I was scared of finding some terrible outfits. All right, here we go. We got Anakin. Oh, Jesus, these names just get tough.
Yeah, I love Anakin. He's like, I think
I've
he's so
seen
young.
this kid a couple times.
I swear he's like 12 or like he's really young anyway.
Yeah.
No, he's 14. He's the same. Well, he was the same age as Luca Rubin. Um, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Luca's birthday was today, so he's not anymore. But yeah, he's 14. But yeah, he dresses really well. Like I'm like feeling his fits,
If the only
and
I
like
would change, I would put a couple more rings on. Maybe just on the index finger and then on the other finger as well. On the other hand, I mean as well.
yeah,
But yeah, it's not. It's nice and
yeah,
simple.
I really love that like sweater. It looks kind of like vintage. It's like Lacoste, so it's got like a bit of like irony because I don't know, it probably doesn't translate in the States, but like Lacoste here, um, in like 2005, 2006, it was massive, but
Mm-hmm.
like for like chavs and stuff. So all the chavs would be wearing like Lacoste polo, Lacoste jeans,
Right.
Lacoste tracksuit. I had like I wasn't even like it was such a mainstream thing. Like I had about 5 pairs of Lacoste
Oh
shoes.
my god.
Yeah, it was like a massive thing. And then it was like massive, and then it kind of went a bit too chubby, and then it was kind of out.
Right.
Um, so it kind of reminds me of that era. That's why I like the kind of like the Lacoste in a kind of like a ironic way, because it's not chubby at all here. Like there's nothing else that's chubby here, and I kind of like that he's wearing it with the like the Gats, which even
Yeah.
though they're
Yeah.
like German, they're kind of like they remind me more of like Eastern Europe and that kind of like
Uh huh.
Gosha vibe. And I feel like this could be an outfit that inspires Gosha, that kind of mood.
No. Yeah.
Probably
I see
would
what you
have
mean.
gone with like a lighter trouser, probably. But I've got a thing with like black trousers, just remind me of school uniform straight away, especially when you're that young as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I don't like the idea of wearing a school uniform as like your normal clothes. I feel like they should be like separate. It's just literally my kind of like mental thinking.
Yeah.
But
That's gotta suck that when you guys had to wear an outfit. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, for
we ha-
school. That's
it was that.
especially.
It was like, yeah, it was just like black trousers, like a polo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, depending what year you were in, you got like a blue one or a red one.
Especially if you especially in your fashion, especially excuse me,
Yeah.
especially when you're into fashion and then you have to wear the same thing. It's kind of sucks. But to be fair, when I was in high school, I wasn't even that nice at dressing. I was wearing like this is back in like 2016. I was wearing like oversized sweaters and like
Mm,
black jeans, like slim black jeans, and then maybe some Jordans. And that was like my
yeah.
go-to fit. That was like the fit that I love to wear. It's like slim jeans, oversized sweater, Jordans. That was my shit.
Yeah.
Or like a
Yeah.
or exchange that sweater for windbreaker,
Mm,
and I was looking clean. I was dope. All right, we're gonna do
yeah.
one more outfit, and
Cool.
then we're gonna move on for the day. We got Leo Ayers. This is my boy Leo.
Oh, cool. Is he from the States as well?
No.
Ah,
He might
cool.
be. I honestly don't know. I just know I had him on Snapchat for a long time.
Very sick.
I'm gonna give him a little bit
Um,
of criticism here. I've seen his fits before, and this is probably the least favorite of my fits that he has. If I'm honest,
okay, first. Yeah. I'm kind of like, is that like a neoprene jacket?
I think that's just. I don't think. No. It's definitely not. That's
Oh,
Carhartt. It might
it
just be a
looks.
regular. Well, I mean, I think it just looks weird.
Okay. If it was neoprene, it would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it kind of looks strange here. It's probably because his arms are up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It does look weird because
Or
his
is he
arms are up.
wearing two hoodies together? Because you see there's like a gray thing inside his hood. Maybe it's,
That might just be the inside of the jacket though.
maybe. I don't know. But yeah,
You know what? Actually, you know what throws me off the most about this outfit is the white pants. I never wear white pants, and I personally hate white
Yeah.
pants. That's what's throwing me off the most. I think is the white
Mm.
pants.
Yeah.
If you
The
ch-
white pants and then the yellow shoes is kind of like what is
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. If I was to change this outfit up, I would
Mm.
change the white to black and unzip the Carhartt to show like maybe a cool T-shirt or something underneath, and then maybe have like a
Mm.
bag just to offset some color a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm right. The most thing that's throwing me off is the white pants.
Mm.
I hate white
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
But what do you think, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd never wear white pants because I know I'd probably just get them dirty straight away.
Uh
London
huh.
is so dirty when you're like going around, like you'd probably like sit on the tube for like 1 second, and they'd be great.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I never wear white pants. I once like I got one pair of white jeans like in probably like 2006. I went
Okay.
to Hungary on like a trip with like a school. Um, and yeah, like I wore these white jeans like around Hungary. They were fine.
Mhm.
My mum put them in the wash. Like the first time they washed, they had like a, like the leather tab on the back,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
on the back of jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like black. And then
Uh
my
oh.
mum washed them, and the all the dye came out of that black thing,
Oh
went into the jeans, and kind of ruined them.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the last time I had white jeans.
That's something I always have a problem with white clothing. Like, is that for
Yeah.
some reason, even if you wash with all white clothing, it seems to
Yeah.
just never like be as
Mm,
white. It just annoys
no.
me.
Yeah.
I remember I
No.
had this one white Thrasher and Vans hoodie, and
Mm,
it was just a nice like whatever hoodie. It was comfortable, and I don't know. I was going crazy over it because every time I looked down, I was like, "Is this still white or
yeah.
is it turning like brown? Is it turning yellow?" And I finally just gave it away. I was like, I don't even want the headache."
Nah,
But yeah, man, thank you for coming on my show. We're gonna get to some of these
no
outfits at a
problem.
later
No
time,
fun.
maybe with a different guest. But
Cool.
YOLO, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate
Thank
you
you for
being
having
on.
me.
Yeah, man. You got anything coming up or anything to talk about it?
We've got the link up at London Fashion Week on Sunday the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be meeting around 11 o'clock. So yeah, that's the next time I can link you if you're in London or from around London. It'd be great to see everybody. And yeah, just watch High Fashion Talk. Join it if you're not in it at the moment.
Yeah, if you're not in it, I
Um,
would say definitely join it. It's a great group to be in, honestly.
yeah, and I just like appreciate like anybody who wants to join. Um, yeah, it's good.
All right, man. Like I said, thanks
Cool.
for being on again.
Cheers.
All right, take care, man.
In a bit. Bye.
Peace. That was episode. What was that? That was episode 7.
Um,
Yeah.
cool.
Thanks for
That's
watching.
sick.